¿Podrías conducir hasta Alaska, sí? No.
I came to Paraguay expecting Latin America and somehow ended up in a German town.
There we go, we got the Volkswagen in Germany.
Menos es una palabra alemán, ¿no?
Sí, esa es la colonia.
¿Y Verein?
Fernheim.
Fahrenheit?
Fernheim. Sí.
That's how you say that word, that's crazy.
Just days earlier, I'd driven over 200 kilometers through mud and dirt with no civilization in sight. No asphalt, no towns, just flat green stretching forever. Now the tuk-tuk's brakes start acting up, I'm deep in the Chaco and west of Asunción. There's basically nothing out here. But this road takes me through Paraguay's Mennonite colonies, places like Philadelphia and Loma Plata. Where German is still spoken, some of the country's most successful businesses operate, and complete strangers end up helping keep this journey moving. 4 exhausting days later, I finally reach Asunción, the capital. This is what Paraguay looks like when you cross it slowly.
Qué locura, ¿no? Esa cantidad de barro dentro.
First job of the day was dealing with the aftermath of the last episode. Mud everywhere, including the air filter. Out here in deep rural Paraguay, they clean the tuk-tuk inside and out for just $7.50 USD. And honestly, they did an incredible job.
Well then, doesn't the tuk-tuk look great? I forgot that it's yellow now that it's so clean, but since we had to take everything out for the car wash, I thought I might just put everything on the floor and show you a little gear overview. I'm gonna go into it more depth eventually, but for now, this is everything I own for me to travel with a dog. Here we have the clothes bag, the sleeping bag, the tent. This is the tuk-tuk cover. This bag is all spare parts. This is one of 2 pairs of shoes. I've got thongs as well. This is the big miscellaneous bags. That's where I've got mosquito net, I've got repellent, I've got just usually the pots and pans, covers, an extra jacket for Patty. That's all that. This is stuff that kind of lives in here with the drone. This is the cooktop stove, Patty's food bag. These are currently dirty clothes bags. These are extra fuel. I'm gonna donate these. I don't need to travel with them, but I thought that for this dirt road section that we just hit last episode, I would need extra fuel. We didn't end up using it. Fuel tight, safe, 20-litre canister there. We've got the 20-litre canister of water. This is more miscellaneous items. This is what I just converted to a food bag. Currently has the drone in it, but the drone sits underneath the seat, like I said. The sleeping mat, hat, blanket, one of 3 blankets that Patty's owning. They all sit up there. I've still got my electronics bag in the room, just charging the laptop and gear and stuff for the road. We do have to travel with that, and the Max Tracks. And somehow it fits into this tuk-tuk. It looks immense, but I contemplate everything I have and use on a regular basis, and there almost isn't one item I could completely ditch. They're all almost comfort items or essential items. I don't have anything that is kind of useless, but it keeps us going in summer and winter climates. And that's all that we can ask for on our route to Alaska from Argentina. In Paraguay, our 7th country on the journey. Can't believe that.
See that? Like in front of me and behind me is completely empty. This is again the main highway that crosses the entire country, and nobody is driving it at midday on a Monday. Perfect weather as well. It's usually a stinking hot freaking midday in Paraguay, and these overcast weather's just making it some perfect long trousers, almost like jacket weather, and I'm loving it. 500 kilometers to Asunción, but we're stopping off at Philadelphia, which is apparently a German colonized town. What's going to be in store for us there, you know what I mean? Here we go, a couple trucks. There's a few at least. So I clearly had no idea of Philadelphia and Loma Plata. The two German settlements are on dirt roads, but they are the biggest and only communities that exist, as far as towns go, in the next 200 kilometers. Paraguayans, when I ask them, what is there to do around here? They literally tell me nothing. We made it to Philadelphia. This is the Office of Tourism. It's currently closed. That's in Spanish. This is in Spanish. And that, I believe, is German. Turismo Burro. I have butchered that, and I'm not gonna repeat it because I'll just make it worse. This place is legit, man. Just considering it was a dirt road to get in, that's a hotel. And we've only just gotten on the outskirts of the town, so the center's in further there.
These towns weren't built by chance. Philadelphia and Loma Plata are two of the 4 Mennonite settlements established in the Paraguay and Chaco almost a century ago. The Mennonites came looking for isolation, religious freedom, and land, and somehow turned one of the harshest environments in the country into functioning, thriving towns. German is still widely spoken, traditions are tightly held, and life here moves at a very different pace.
The issue I'm having right now is because I have only seen one Paraguayan town. I don't know if this is more Paraguay or Germany right now. We went to Petropar, we got the fuel, and look, the sign for push is even in German too. This is crazy. And this is a rack of all tereres, which is the cup they use to drink yerba mate. They use the bombillas, and this is just what's available in a gas station. So this is a wood style, this is glass inside, and this is just metallic. And down the bottom here, this is all made out of like bullhorn. This is crazy. Gracias. Hey, you gonna stay there, mis butts? We've got a restaurant going. Our first restaurant in Paraguay. Right, legends, there's no menu for lunch. It's only a buffet, but there isn't really anything that is very typically Paraguayan, but there is stuff that you find in all Latin America, more like milanesa, meat on the bone, a bit of like a guiso de arroz. Everybody's checking it out. Little huge plate of food. I haven't had this much variation in my diet on a plate in forever. It's probably been about 2 years since I've had a buffet style of feed, so I'm gonna rip in. This is awesome. So that's pretty much the end of the day then. We got Miss Pat's in the hotel. This is basically what 15 USD gets you in Paraguay. Double bed, private bathroom. The light doesn't work in there, but at least there's not too many mosquitoes like the last apartment that we had. That was crazy. This is a paddle club. I'm so impressed by the infrastructure that exists in Paraguay in a way that it's very surprising. The fact that they've got indoor and then also outdoor paddle club. This is something that didn't even exist when I left Australia. I know this is more like a recent trend, I guess. This is across the road from our hotel here on the trots with Pats. There we go. You having an early day? You're just getting to rest now? How good's that? I'm basically leaving Patty behind right now because we've got a weird noise kind of coming from the brakes. They're getting quite warm. There's a weird noise. I haven't had them checked since I left Bolivia. So we've done about 10,000 kilometers without them being like reset and recalibrated. I believe I got the skill set to do it myself if I really needed to, but it's better that I'm in a clean location with some mechanics, just so that we've got the right tools, that we can apply the right amount of pressure onto the nuts when we put the wheels back on. And with everything being so cheap in this country, I know it's gonna be like 10 bucks max. So it's better to be safe than sorry. Here we are then. Here we are. We just had a 20-minute conversation with Alfred. He's absolutely under the pump with all these cars for the next week. And he said, but you know what? I love your story. And he's like, well, I'll give you a hand tomorrow morning. Bring your vehicle. I'll check your brakes and stuff. He's done motocross for 20 years, so he knows a lot about motorcycles and cars. And yeah, we're speaking with his other two like German descendant employees they've got quite a story where their family traveled from Russia to Canada and then migrated by boat to Paraguay, and then for 100 years his family's been here. So yeah, we'll be filming with him tomorrow morning, and he wants to support the journey in that way, which is really, really cool. So we're in good hands once again in Paraguay. Thank you, Alfred, you freaking legend. You see that? It's like, it's really strange for me to see a pale complexion and blue eyes this deep into Latin America. What's Miss Potts saying? Nope, nope, nope. You gotta be inside. Come inside, inside, inside. Good girl. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's Miss Potts saying? What's the pattern saying? Primeros empanadas paraguayos.
Ah, ¿de dónde venís?
Soy de Australia.
Australia.
Qué rico, qué rico. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Cha-cha. Oh, hell yeah. Miss Potts. This is all like $8 US. Brilliant. Love Paraguay. Here we go. Don't know what flavor this is, but while they're hot, you gotta give them a try. Oh my God. Jamón y queso. In the empanada forma frita que me encanta. It's not the best quality ham. You can see that type of ham. The cheese, I've never had liquid cheese in an empanada, but it's good. Finger licking good. If they're all like that, I'm in for a treat. That was probably an 8 out of 10 on the ham and cheese. How good. We'll get you home, Miss Potts. Vamos.
Acá, al otro lado. Más de 50, 70, 80% tiene todavía.
Bien, bien, bien. Perfecto.
Hace una limpieza
Ajá.
y colocar otra vez. Hacer el movimiento con el freno a mano. Quiero
Ya.
controlar nomás y...
Bajo, arriba, bajo. I just cleaned it all up and we've still got about 80% of the brakes left, which is really good. Sufficient. Conociendo la ciudad, qué bueno. Well, this is really cool. The boss of the mechanics is taking me out in his vehicle and he's showing me around the city. I'm getting like this great tour and I'm getting to know a lot of the culture that I'll be able to tell you guys in a sec. But this is basically the club of sports. They've got a little stadium as well. It was all built by the German colony that came here and it's basically only for their use as well. Gracias, Alfred.
Viste que tenemos campeonatos de fútbol, de vóley, de varias cosas entre los colonias. Filadelfia, Noylon para todo y eso.
Ah, sí.
Y para eso,
Competiciones.
sí.
Meno es una palabra alemán, ¿no?
Sí, esa es la colonia. Meno.
Meno.
Meno. Colonia Meno.
¿Y Verein?
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit. Sí.
No, en serio. That's how you say that word. That's crazy.
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit es de Filadelfia.
Filadelfia.
La colonia.
This place is legit.
Sí. Este primer nivel, el piso, la goma esa.
Wow. Es muy lindo. Todo oficial.
Well, check that out. With the boys, we do have the tuk-tuk and we're all sat in the circle drinking tereré. So this is a bull's horn that's been basically shelled out. And then we've got the yerba mate inside cold water. My first time with tereré in Paraguay. Qué refrescante, ¿no? Es rico. Nice. So we just basically, there's only one and that gets shared around the group. Everyone has their turn, they drink the entirety of the tereré and then they pass it back to the guy distributing the cold water. That's good. That's basically caffeine stimulant the leaves bring. Sometimes they'll add like sweeteners in it, but this one's just straight fed. Gracias, mío. Gracias. Qué rico. And then he just fills it up and then he'll pass it to the next guy.
qué cultura. Gracias, Alfred. Gran persona. Si necesitas ayuda, why am I speaking Spanish? If you need help in Loma Plata, Alfred is the guy for any of your tuning auto needs. Sí, perdón, no estoy pisando. Ciao!
Ciao! Just like that.
You said, can I go for a little ride? I said, yeah, why not? He's probably gonna drive the whole time first. Alfred the legend. So he gave me, while we're out front of his spot and he's taking the tuk-tuk for a drive, he said in Loma Plata there's 4,500 inhabitants. Half the city is Paraguayan, half the city is German. And his parents, for example, don't speak any Spanish. They went through a German school here, they were born here, and they don't speak any of the language, which is wild. His Spanish is obviously very good, but he went through German schooling. There is only just begun to have Paraguayan Latino schools. All of his employees are Latinos, but he speaks German as his first language, and then with his family, he speaks a German dialect, and then he speaks Spanish, but only because he did motocross when he was younger. So traveling with motocross through Paraguay and going to Bolivia and things, he had to speak a bit of Spanish. He's got friends that don't even speak Spanish, which is a wild thing to hear, knowing they live in a Spanish-speaking country their entire lives. That's a bit of the German culture I learned from Alfred, doing a little bit of a tour around Loma Plata. Really, really cool, great guy. He's still going with the tuk-tuk. He's probably gonna come back around. He's overtaking somebody. This is my first time seeing somebody drive my tuk-tuk. And I trust him with my life. Oh, it's funny as. Hey, ¿cómo es? ¿Cómo es?
Algo muy raro. Pero bien.
Pero eres un natural.
El primero no encontré los cambios. Después es para bajar eso.
¿Podrías conducir hasta Alaska, sí?
No.
No. Yo, qué bueno. Ciao, amigo. Solid guy that he gave me a tour and he didn't charge me for all of what he did for the mechanic work in the tuk-tuk. So it seems like the businesses that are around here are just very successful. He was explaining to me the cooperative kind of concept that they have in this part of Paraguay, where everybody of the German settlements kind of put in money together. By the way, we got back in the tuk-tuk, we got Pats, and we're going to the bank right now, but they all pool money together and put it towards things that they believe are worthwhile. For example, buying plots of land together to invest in vacation homes and investment properties, but also just a pool of money where they even allocate a little bit more to the police force so that they can have a better police force. They believe that the police aren't paid enough in Paraguay. The minimum salary is too low to function comfortably. Here's the bank. So they even pool money together to just increase the salary of the police force so they can help to reduce corruption, is what he basically told me. To hear these concepts that are like almost outer world like, where it's just people helping each other to create more wealth, more success, it's something very, very interesting, which I fully support if it's to create a better society.
This is the rotiza, ¿cómo se dice? Esa manera rotando. Ah, es mudando, sí. Hace automáticamente.
Sí.
¿En qué forma? ¿Hay batería?
No.
Electricidad.
Sí.
Wow. Tecnología. Later on, completely unexpectedly, Alfred mentioned that he and a few friends were having a cook-up and invited me along. Beers, steak, and good company will always be hard to beat.
Gracias, amigo. 10 puntos.
What surprised me most wasn't just the hospitality, but the conversations. Every single guy there owned his own business. They openly talked about how the colony share wealth and support each other. One of them laughed and said, "You've seen how small this town is. We've got 7 banks."
And he made this like cheese in this dish that was done on the asado as well. It's like hot as well. Perfect. Todo. Siento tan cómodo en casa. Con cerveza más. Gracias, amigo.
Dan hadde alles voorheen opgericht, dat werd gemalen. Dan hadden voorheen opgericht, dan wel die er in tussen aan de wandjestage.
How you doing, Miss Potts? You about to get zoomies? You got zoomies? I think so. Zoomies. Hey, Miss Potts. The zoomies. There we go. We've got the tuk-tuk behind us. 3 days of driving to reach the capital city of Paraguay, Asunción. Let's get it, eh? Crazy amount of culture in a really small spot. I haven't even shown like 10% of it either, but I've done my best as an Australian to speak only Spanish, right? 420 kilometers to Asunción, Miss Potts. What's Miss Potts saying? Happy? Happy, Miss Potts? First police stop, relax. Menos de una semana en Paraguay y mi primera vez.
¿De dónde estás viniendo?
Pozo Hondo.
¿De dónde estás viniendo? ¿Qué país?
Ahora empezamos en Bolivia. Y Paraguay es mi, ¿cómo se dice? Uno más de sexto, siete países.
Hay que visitar.
Hago con eso. Y adopté la perita en Bolivia.
¿También tu vacuna antirrabia?
Sí.
¿También?
Sí.
¿Y anticelo?
Todo.
No. ¿Y vos te vacunaste también anticelo?
¿Cómo?
¿Te vacunaste también?
Sí.
Anticelo.
Sí.
Sí.
Todo.
Sí, todo. ¡Ah, puta buena!
¿Cuándo se va?
Se llama mi calco.
¿Cómo?
Calcomanía.
¿Qué es eso?
Calcomanía.
Ah, no tengo.
¿No me la vas a hacer?
No, ya, me encantaría dar, pero no tengo.
Suerte.
Gracias. No.
Bájame la cosa que
The first ever police officer that has seen the YouTube channel on the side and said, "Where's my sticker? Can I have a sticker of your channel name?" I said I would love to give you one. I don't have any that I'm traveling with, but it's an idea. That was a great interaction. I don't know if the camera picked it up, but when he's putting his hands side to side, when he was like mucking around, like miming a little bit, I knew, oh, this is going to be a good police star. This guy is, when on, they say, a good vibe. So this is great for Patty and I, where we've got this little service road that runs exactly parallel to the main highway. It's smooth as anything and the max speed is 60 kilometers an hour. So that's just perfect for us and little small motorcycles, other tractors maybe, farming equipment. That's what it was designed for. So we're very much making the most of it, staying safe and still riding asphalt, which I love. Tengo 5 litros de nafta si querías. Un regalo. Ya tengo 20 litros y no voy a usar.
Gracias.
No, gracias a vos.
Igualmente.
Cuídate. ¿Necesita agua?
Sí, tengo agua.
¿Tienes agua? Bien.
Yo traje.
Bien.
Palo azul,
Para azul.
quebra, hacho y carbón.
Muy bien. Tengas un buen día. So this is a little shop. She doesn't live on the side of the road, but her shop lives on the side of the road.
Y se está sirviendo un caldo de borí borí
Sí.
con pollo. El borí borí son bolitas de harina de maíz que lleva queso Paraguay, harina de maíz, un poco de huevo, sal y se humecta con el caldo propio, comida típica de Paraguay.
So that was a really nice explanation of more or less what it is. It's my first Paraguayan feed. Damn, am I keen to try this.
She cooked it up nice. So let's give it a go. But it comes across as like a floury consistency, which I think makes it a little bit drier. Mixed in with the queso, it's not bad, but I don't think it's my favorite.
Peo ya por la pelotita, haya oima la bori bori oye la caldo ruasui.
Qué bien.
Ya.
Qué bien. Gracias. ¿Cómo puedes decir gracias en guaraní?
Aguille.
Awuje.
Aguille.
Awije. Wow, that was really nice of her to come back, and then she offered to explain the dish in Guarani. Great little way for you guys to see what the dialect sounds. It's probably got like 10-20% Spanish. Just like that. We didn't leave much at all.
Miel de caña.
Miel de caña. Okay.
Caña de azúcar.
Pues tal vez voy con un de eso y un de eso. So it's a humble little shop, and they keep the lights off to basically conserve power. But from the doorway saw all these nice little sweets. So we're getting a typical cake that's done with sugar cane and apparently a Paraguayan alfajor. So that'll be nice to try. 30.
Sí.
Para vos. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Chao.
How good's this then, eh? How good's this? This is fantastic. It's almost like it was created for tuk-tuks. I'm really loving this side highway. It's everything we needed more to get to Asuncion.
Really good. That's delicious, actually. That's probably about an 8.5 out of 10. I just wish that there was more of the caramel inside the dulce de leche, but the base is one of the best I've ever had. That's delicious. And the sugarcane cake, let's be completely honest on this review, see how it goes. It's clearly that like sugarcane flavor, that more dense, kind of tastes like if I ate molasses, what molasses would taste like. But so it's not my favorite, but it's still like a solid 6 out of 10.
I'm really trying everything I can to learn a bit of Portuguese before we get back into Brazil. But I'm loving what Paraguay has got to offer. It's just a very small country and what I've kind of gotten used to. So we're going to be in and out in a few episodes, but we're definitely going to see what the capital city's got to offer for sure. Just we won't need to use the entire visa like we usually do of 3 months.
¿Qué gag is this, Miss Pat Spray? ¿Eh? ¿Pati va a jugar? ¿Juega bien? ¿No quiere?
So this is pretty cool. We got the tuk-tuk. I really like that I have a cover because it's gonna be street side, but Richard has helped us out with a real nice room. And it was the only room available. And because it's just myself, he didn't feel right charging the price that it was. It was about $30 US. We're only getting charged 20 USD, which is kind of the going rate I found for just a private room, always with a private bathroom. And we'll get you set up, hey Miss Potts. Get you fed, get you watered, we'll go for a walk. It's been a productive day.
The benefits of the room is across the road is the basically police highway check. They didn't want anything with us, so that was cool.
More negatives to the room is the water's brown, and it has an odor, which is why there's these little tablets in the sink, and the toilet doesn't flush. Paraguay is not for beginners. I'm about to flush the toilet. This is the tap water and also what I showered in last night. What are you saying about that, Miss Pop, Tappy?
Qué rico. ¿Cómo se llama? Asadito. Asadito desayuno paraguayo. Qué bueno. ¿Cuánto es? ¿Uno? Gracias. Gracias, gracias. And we've got a typical vegetable which is like similar to a potato. It's called a yuca. And we've got a pig on a stick. Paddy can have some of that with me. Are you happy? Look what we got. Look what we got. We just pulled up. There's all these little vendors selling little breakfasts, and we just chose whatever and said, let's see how it goes. Breakfast of champions, that is. Not bad. But
All the dogs barking.
okay. Happy? You demolished that. It was gone and you're back on alert mode. Cool, cool. There we are, we're an absolute fiend for a little Coke snack. So that was a little gas station stop. Gracias, señor. This is how a gas station looks in the middle of Paraguay. ¿Hay algo para hacer o conocer?
¿En qué dirección va?
Voy por allá.
Va para Asunción.
Ajá.
En realidad ya no.
No hay.
No hay más, solamente acá 2 ciudades. Villa Ayes.
Claro.
Me han dado ¿cuánto?
140. Small fuel stop. The days are very similar. Just like yesterday and the day before. Locals telling me there's not much to do. So we're just driving kilometers to get to Asunción to see what the capital city's like. And that's pretty good. Paraguay's treating us well. This is gonna be my second Coca-Cola in Paraguay. The first one was terrible. If you guys have been to a third world country and tried Coca-Cola, you know what I'm talking about. This one's not so good either. It's something to do with the ingredients that they use to be able to price it at wherever you're at. So Argentina, Peru, Brazil, they've got great Coca-Cola, like almost exactly the same as it would be in Australia. But Paraguay, Bolivia, with the cost of living needing to be subject to who can afford this beverage, it's like there's something going on where it's just not the same. Whether you're buying a Sprite, whether it's a Powerade, it's the same thing. The beverages are all almost just a lower quality. Oh well, it'll suffice.
Used to be everyone needed a college degree, now no one needs a college degree. It's swung, but...
Well, we're still driving this side highway. I'm still so grateful that it exists. We've been basically passing these like tent top camps. I think this is the first one that I've seen that is clearly kind of abandoned. Just wanted to show it off a little bit. Hola! I originally stopped to just check if they needed something. I just want to, like, especially when you're just on the side of the road, help somebody out with some water or something. ¿Cómo estás? It looks to be like belongings in there still. This is such a tough way to live, man. I'm just so grateful for everything that we have. ¿Cómo estás? He's got one tarp, a door, put up on sticks and logs. There's some tough lives being lived out in Paraguay. I've seen actually a couple of tent cities as I've driven along this service road. We're driving slower. We're closer to the side of the road than the main highway. So yeah, man. Nobody there currently. Maybe they're gone and they're coming back, but it's definitely been lived in for a little while. We're currently about 80 kilometers from where we're going to stop the night, and we're 110 kilometers from Asunción, the capital city. So we're making great progress. Paraguay, flat as anything and full of estancias, which is farms or ranches that more translates to. Plenty of horses, cattle, greenery, but apparently it's not usually this green. This is just a great month of just rain and weather that they've been getting, fortunately for us. Famous bites. Little wasp. Relax. Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Let it out the door. Let it out the door. There we go. He likes Miss Pites.
Out here with not much happening and long stretches of straight asphalt, it's easy to lose track of time.
This is pretty cool, Miss Pites.
We actually had to start inventing reasons to stop to rest the tuk-tuk. Under a bridge just off the service road, we found a shady little oasis to stretch our legs with Paddy. a well-trodden access to the river that looks like locals use regularly. Hopefully also meaning that it's deterred the dangerous Chaco wildlife we were warned about last episode.
Look at this, look at this. Look at Miss Pats. Love you, Pats. I am cooked. That was a big day. From where we left this morning, the first hotels that we're gonna see are literally here. There was nothing in between, nothing to do, nothing to stop for. It was just driving. Tired now, Miss Putz. We're both exhausted, I think. Here we go. I just remember in the last clip, I was like saying how tired I am, and I'm like happy tears because I'm stoked right now. Instead of mucking about finding a hotel in the outskirts, mucking about without a flushing toilet, with having brown smelly water coming out of the tap sink, and paying freaking $25 US for that. We're gonna ditch that, and we've got a $25 US Airbnb. Airbnb is such a great way to go about things in Latin America if you're ever here, because you can see photos, you can see reviews, you can just muck around with none of the BS, none of the crap. You just straight, solid, put the little filter that accepts pets, has a closed garage, happy as. So we've just signed up for an extra hour of driving to do that, to make that happen, but it'll be all worth it when we're getting into the freaking townhouse and just saying, what a day. Yeah, whatever do, next parts. But that's it. Civilization, we're back. We're coming in on traffic, and we're coming in on Asuncion over there. Like behind the trees I can see high rises. But tell me, have you ever seen clouds in your life like this? Look at that. Look out there. Look at that blanket wall of just cloud. Never in my life have I seen formations like that. It's crazy. But yeah, things are going well. This is the bridge that goes over the Paraguay River. The famous Paraguay River, as we're coming into Asuncion. We're coming in from obviously the northwest side. This is a huge moment, ladies and gentlemen, on the travels. We're going to be exploring that city in the next episode. Stay tuned. This is epic. I've got goosebumps right now. Look at that. Woohoo! Woohoo! Very aggressive driving styles though, from what I've seen. I've almost seen an accident and almost a road rage incident as well. Absolutely wild. Not for us, just observing other cars and how they're driving and putting other drivers in the ditch. A bit of spice on my drive. Look, man, I gotta be in like some red zone. Oh, stalling in La Zona Roja. Where are we?
My demons visit me every night. I know I gotta pay something. I know that day's coming.
Well, Miss Pats, we did it. We got a loft bed upstairs, humble kitchen, bathroom in here as well. Tuk-tuk, safe as houses, and all for like $30 US would have worked out to be. So yeah, that's bang for your buck in the capital city, especially after the heck of amount of places we've been going and visiting for $20 US. This is a huge upgrade to have our own place and to be able to cook ourselves breakfast in the morning. But this isn't our permanent Airbnb. We're going to be transferring to another Airbnb. We'll be staying a couple weeks to get some edits done, but that'll be all shown in the next episode. We made it to Asuncion. That was a heck of an episode. A lot happened. Cheers for joining us, legends. See you next week. We'll get you dinner, Miss Pats. Go for walkies and go for dinner. Yeah. Join us next week on The Thrill Dream as we explore Asuncion, but not like a typical tourist. We head deep into Paraguay's favela, visit the country's biggest and most traditional market, experience a wild local football match, and finish it all with a backyard barbecue and some new friends.